So there are about 20, 30, 100 different ways that we could slot this, turn this into a stencil, and I'm not going to be able to go over all of them. So we're going to go over the ones that I would find probably the most traditionally easy versions of these stencils. But when it comes to the cursive aspect, there are some things that we can do that really, let's say, make a stencil on cursive look really nice. One of the first things that I like to do is because text, when we look at this, it's filled in. And I do something called remove fill add stroke. You'll hear me say it about 1,000 times during the middle of the class. And the way we access that is click down here where it says fill and stroke at the bottom of your screen. You click where the color would be. You click there. You click on your shape. And then you see fill and stroke style. We remove fill, add stroke. Again, I just removed the fill, add stroke. If we were to click one of these, it wouldn't make much sense because it fades out here and nobody has time for that. We need this so that we can see the vectors that are actually happening on that screen. The next thing that we're going to want to see is we're going to want to see a shape here. So we'll just go like this. We'll just make a square. All right, that will help us out immensely. Now, other thing that I want to do for this whole process before we really get into it is go File, Document Properties, and we're going to just make sure that everything is in inches and in inches. Cool. And we're just going to go 24 by 24 here and hit X. Awesome. Just so that I know what's going on in my screen and I feel comfortable working in this 24 by 24 environment. Now we're going to want to add some extra text in here in a minute, so we'll get to that. But first, before we do anything, I see this text here. Let's go ahead and go object ungroup and see if it'll break apart. Nope, not like that. All right, so we're going to go ahead and do something else. Let's add some text in here. Steya, if I recall. And we're going to go with, let me check. So I'm adding the dates 11/17/2018. So 11/17. Oh, that's not working. Now we're just getting weird curly cues. Nope, that's the number one. Looks like we're going to have to go for a slightly different font since it doesn't allow me to type in numbers with Steya. Because Steya is just a bunch of flowery script. Awesome. So let's go for some really flowery cursive numbers, shall we? Let's hit this. And I have a large library of potential numbers here. Let's go ahead and choose something that will fit along with this cursive number situation here. Let's see. I just saw one as well. All right. I'm not liking what I'm seeing there. Maybe we can try Damien since that one's cursive, but not as cursive as we want to. We're going to go ahead and search through here. Cursive, cursive, cursive. I need something a little bit more cursive-y. Oh, wow. So much flowery font. That's a little bit too cursive for what we're doing. You have to forgive me. I'm just searching through all the fonts that I have, seeing what I have in terms of cursive options. Scriptina is actually rather nice. Let's go ahead and put Scriptina, and we'll just select, come on, yeah. Scriptina. 11. Oof, jeez. It is not liking me today. 11. 17. 2018. And that I don't like as much. Now that I'm looking at it up close, in comparison with our flower font here, I don't like that. We're going to go with my initial Damien. No, nothing quite like Steya in the right font. Let's go with that one, maybe. Hard to justify that. You see, there's a roundedness to all of that font that we want to emulate. And again, this is going to be a long video just because you're sitting here listening to me ramble on about fonts. Good luck with that. See, it's still just 2. I mean, I can make that work. And no, we're not going to. See, here's my problem with some of these numbers here. And don't get me wrong, numbers are beautiful things, but sometimes they just, see, Staya just doesn't have numbers. And that's unfortunate. If we go with Serif, that's a little bit too blocky. If we go with Scriptina, we found out that that one's going to be too blocky. Rage Italic. The problem with Rage Italic is it has too many fine details, and that will screw up a cut. However, this one I'm actually more of a fan of, so we're just going to go ahead and pop this here. All right. Now, once I have my text in, I go path, object to path, remove fill, add stroke, and voila, look at that, look at them apples. All right, so we're going to select it all together, boom, and go stroke style in inches, and let's just see, 0.050, awesome, wow, 0.008. There we go, now we're all on the same page. I like it. It's not the most ideal setup in the world, but it is nice. I do like the way it looks. Let's fix these individually then. All right. Now we're going to get friendly with a couple of different tools. My square tool is something that I'm going to use a lot of here. And I'll show you exactly what I'm doing as we're doing it. So right now I'm essentially putting together a lot of square blocks. And you might be asking yourself, James, why on earth are you making little square blocks? It's because square blocks are fun. That's why. What did square blocks ever do to you that you don't like square blocks? Realistically, come on. All right, let's zoom in here. A couple more here. And we're going to just put that one there, and I'll deal with that in a minute. All right, again, making a couple of different square blocks because I'm just going to use these to auto cut out some separate features that are on these numbers that I don't quite want to have there. So we want to make sure that we do have, let's call it plate adhesion, where all of the individual numbers, parts, etc. are actually stuck to the plate. So we're going to actually do that with this one here. Two of those and one more of those. We'll see about that one. The L's might need a second one just because, again, there's such dainty letters that trying to see the letter formation without having these blocks, it's just going to be very difficult on the more elongated loops that this file particularly has. And you'll see here once we go to actually physically cut this, how much of a pain in the butt it's going to be. So you make me a believer. All right, so I'm going to click on this, rotate this, move this over in this position here, something like that. Move this over, click on this. There we go. With my vector editor tool, click one, hold shift, click the other, path difference. Woot, look at that, and it deleted that. This one's a little bit too big for our purposes. I'm just going to go like this. This, to path difference. Awesome, look at that. Stenciling the life out of things, just set it and forget it. Look at that. One, shift, two, path difference. Okay, ooh, no, hard pass. I don't like that. See, my problem is now I'm going to go in and do some detail work, and you'll be like, what are you doing down there? Oh, I'm just removing nodes that I don't like. In which case, I might as well just remove the nodes so that it maintains that beautiful little gap there. Yay, gap. I won't even need this one. Woot. Would you look at that? All right. Moving shapes along and moving just right along here. We're going to click, rotate there. Look at that. Okay. Look at there, look at there. She ain't a-wearing no clothes. Oh, yes, they call him the streak. Woo! All right, so moving this over. And again, this is just me clicking, adjusting, and doing the same process over and over. I'll take my vector editor tool, click on the box, click on the outside shape, go path union. Again, geez, not what I wanted. This outside shape, path difference, because I've only said this 1,000 times. 1 and 2, path difference. All right, now I'm using keyboard shortcuts at this point because ain't nobody got time for all that. So you may see some, let's call it, cheater moves being made here. And I just want to say that, you know what? I've already showed you how to do that just a second ago. Calm down. Calm down. We're good. All right. Moving on. Boom. Okay, we'll do it that way. All right. Boom. Alrighty. And she could go all the way. Boom. Okay. Tough actin, tenactin. Look at this. All right. 1 and 2. Control shift. Boom. And boom. And I don't like this one. And again, this is me just on the daily. This is what I can do. This is what I do. Edit things and show people how to edit things. There we go. All right. Select one, hold shift, select on the other, control shift, boom. But that's another, I mean, that's a keyboard hotkeys command. It's again just me selecting two things and going path difference, path difference. Every time I select two items that are overlapping like this, click on one, hold shift, click on the other, path difference. Look at that. Look at that. I mean, would you look at that? I mean, you know, the first time I saw this, I thought to myself, would you just look at that? Would you look at that? Okay, cool, boom, rotate. Look at that son of a gun. Ain't she a beaut? All right, 1 and 2. Look at that. Done. Whew. Wow, just how does he do it so fast? I don't know. So here I am rotating things consistently. Look at you. I don't like the way you're shaped. Said the mailman to the mail. I don't like the way you're shaped. Mailman hated the mail forever. All right, boom. Moving on.com. All right, 1 and 2. Ooh, come on now. If you accidentally double click on it, it turns back into the rectangle tool. And as I've said before and I've reiterated, ain't nobody got time for that. Nobody got time for that. To deal with the rectangle tool. We don't need that in our life. We don't need that kind of negativity. Okay, we're just going to toss this one in for good measure. Look at that. Okay. Doesn't it make you feel special? Doesn't it make you feel special? Alright, and oh no need to get locked on there. We're just gonna go pop you son of a gun right there and go 1, 2, and just we are slots. Not slots. All the slots. All the slots. Welcome to Vegas, home of the slots. Except this is the non-fun sort of slots, where you're just slotting, that one. Where you're just slotting lines because lines need to be slotted. And that's how this world sort of kind of, that's how this cookie crumbles, if you know what I mean. I double-clicked again. Would you look at that? There we go. All right. You see the, you see the process here? Am I making sense? Okay, cool. I like that. You know I like it. I love it. I want some more of it. I tried so hard. I can't rise above it. Okay. Now there's a couple of different things that we do after the fact. I like to clean these things out so that, let's say that line looks sort of smooth. This line looks, you know, there's that line. We're just going to delete those. And that line looks smooth again. I like cleaning things up. It's a OCD thing, but I'm just removing the nodes that don't necessarily need to be there. Ooh, not like that though. Removing the nodes that don't need to be there in order to make sure that we are getting clean as cut as possible. I mean, I'm just removing certain nodes. Why? Because you don't need those nodes there. Nobody needs those nodes. And I'm gonna adjust this son of a gun out just a little bit. The reason I'm doing that is I know the way that this thing is going to try to cut out, and little pieces like this may end up being a little bit too small to cut with the traditional plasma cutter. So I just want to make sure that I'm removing as many details or many pieces that could potentially cause issues as we're trying to cut as possible. Like, there's no need for you guys to be there. Look at that, and we're just cleaning up the parts. Everything's just a happy little tree. Happy little tree. Okay, I think that only leaves us with our numbers here. And we're going to do the same thing. What? No, James, say it isn't so. You're not going to do the same thing. Oh, I am. All right, look at that. Oh, can't do it that way on that one. Alright, and we go like that. Click on this, hold shift, go like that. And you son of a biscuit eating cracker. Alright, we're just going to pop you down over here. And rather than deal with you, I'm actually going to just do something else. 1, 2, awesome. Look, we slotted the number 8. Now what I'm going to do over here is I'm going to click on the shape, grab these 4 because I can, click on this node and pull that son of a gun back. Same thing with this one. Grab these 4, pull this son of a gun back and up here. In order to preserve the shape, look at that. No one would know the difference. It's just a pretty series of numbers and letters. And that is 15 minutes of me talking through how I would build this out. I could spend another hour and a half cleaning this up if I want to. But, you know, we're not going to do that here. We're not about that lifestyle. However, I'm going to go through, and there's just little tiny vectors I'm just going to delete because I just don't like a lot of nodes here. And remember, last time we tried to pull this up, it just took forever. Well, this is why it took forever. It's because all of these mother effing little dots here are causing us issues. So we're just going to remove the ones that really don't matter as much. Why? Because we can. And there are other ways to use the Control L function to go ahead and remove some. There's, again, a lot of different ways to do this. I'm doing the manual way because that's a way in which I'm more comfortable making all of these subtle adjustments rather than having to deal with the problems that can arise by doing a traditional simplify. Oh, wow, you are going to be a bit too thin there. We're just going to pop you up there, make you match hair. Awesome, I like you. Okay. Alright, now zooming out, taking a look at all the things. Okay, still just a shit ton of vectors. Alright. I'm just not a fan of this many vectors in one small file like this. Like, wow, why are there so many vectors in this end? There's no ending way that this needs to be in here. Yes, you see as I simplify that I'm actually accidentally changing shapes here, making shapes not be the same shapes as they were before. I guess I can do it. Try it again like that, remove those 3. I guess we can. Cool, okay. Well, there we go. Now that should be a cuttable file. We can double check that in SheetCam here. I'll go ahead and open it up and check. Alright, so I just opened it up in SheetCam so I could do something more of a quality control. This took significantly less time to pull up than the last time, and that's good. You'll notice everything on the inside is yellow, meaning that the parts are actually pulled up properly, and we did our slotting correctly so that we have no interior shapes that are inside those shapes. So I'm going to go ahead and choose my best case scenario kerf. I mean, not my best case, but my medium case scenario kerf width. I'm going to go with the 16 gauge simulator that's cutting at 0.053. I go ahead and go OK, and let's take a look here. Based off of what SheetCam is telling me, I can see that, well, everything looks like it's going to cut out all of those thin points. The only points that I'm now going to have to go back and adjust are right here. You see how it skips because of the thickness of the line not being there to support it. Same thing with the P's right here and the I. And looks like we fixed that out with the A there. But let's take a look here. E is also going to have some issue. E, N, so N, N, and then we got the E there and the P's there. Okay, we can make those quick adjustments. I'm going to go pop back into this, and let's take a look here. So we have our E's with their little spacing issues. So we're just going to pull that out just slightly. Again, pull that out just slightly. This one just down a hair. Look at that. We're just making small micro adjustments in order to make sure, wow, I can see there. I'm just going to just a hair. Okay. So let's take a look here. We have the N in Allen. All right, let's take a look. Boom and boom there. All right. Pull you guys out and down just a hair. And where was the other thing? At the bottom of that N. Okay, so yeah, you can see where it was a little thin there. We're going to go and just pull it out just a hair. I like that. All right, so we've adjusted for the E, adjusted for the N. Let's go ahead and adjust that A. Yeah, there's the L's and there's the A. Now I'm seeing the same thing probably with these L's. All right, actually, I want to include you all in this. All right, cool. We're just gonna pull this out just a hair, just giving it a little bit more width, because again, the more width that we give it, the more capable it is of actually being able to cut out as clean as we want it to. That's where our problem is we're not getting a clean cut. And we're just going to go ahead and delete two of those notes here. Okay. So we have the A-L-L-E-N. Let's see, the 2018 looks good. The A-L-L, A is fixed. The L is going to be just okay. The N is just going to be okay, and the E is going to be okay. Let's take a look at this E. I think we've already adjusted that E right there. Yep. Okay, we've already adjusted U. And let's just adjust the P here. The P in actually two places there. And there. Okay. We're just going to do a couple of adjustments on there. So top of the P's and the extensions on the P's. So, let's go up over here. One, hold one, shift one. There we go. Pull you guys down just a hair and adjust the curvature to match. All right, and 1, 2, pull you guys down as well. Same thing here, 1 and 2, pull these guys down, and I'm just clicking on one, holding shift, clicking on another, and I'm clicking the lines, mind you. I'm noticing with the P's right here, actually, so we did remove the tops of the P's. No, we did not. We removed that. Okay. So I am going to make a slightly larger, I'm going to take this whole setup here and move all of this over just a hair. Oh, geez. We want you to come too. All right. Just all of you over just a hair. We want a little bit more material supporting it right there. Same thing here. We're going to do the same exact thing that I just did over there. Okay, perfect. Perfect. We're just going to click on all of you there. You, and you, and you. Click and move you over slightly. Move you over just slightly. No, we're not going to do that. Hold shift. There we go. And move you over just slightly. Just enough to get us in trouble. We're going to click this, delete that. Awesome. Okay, let's double check. Inside of those P's are actually looking good there. There's a little lack of spacing on that P, so we're just continually make small and micro adjustments that you won't be able to notice in the long run, but stuff that you will be able to notice when it comes to your cut. That is, of course, the reason we're making a lot of these adjustments right now, is because we want to have a very clean, very accurate cut here. Okay, I'm going to pull you out just a little bit more. Awesome. So now if I were to go like this and hit Control S, and we go over here, we click delete, and delete, we go File, New Part. Yes, Allen 10. Okay, let's take a look here. Oh, all the excitement here. No, we're giving it a second. Again, it's doing a lot of work here, pulling this thing up, removing duplicate vectors. Yay. All right, and we're going to go Operation Plasma Cut. Same settings, boom, let's take a look. We're no longer having issues with the E's in the same way. The N is not having that issue. EA 2018 looks good. And the P's are also not having that issue that we had previously. So I would successfully say this is a cut-ready file. Any questions on that? Good.